payment each month was very, very cheap. For this type of property, we just saw an opportunity to make a lot of money from the cash flow and make up some of the negative equity over a period of time. Numbers.
I thought in a similar fashion like the first deal we show you. If we locked in the buyer for long term, we could have made a lot of cash flow, because from the cash flow we make, we can repay the negative equity down. In fact, we sold this property £5,000 above the mortgage outstanding. The mortgage outstanding on this was about £230,000. It was worth 170, and I'm being generous, 170. Massively upside down. Okay, so we took £7,000 down from a lady that was moving all the way from Leeds and starting a new job in central London. She loved the fact that it was right next to a train station. She could move in with £7,000 only, and the monthly payments will cost the same amount of money that would cost it to rent a similar property on the same block anyway. So we thought, well, nice deal for us, and what a great deal for her. She was over the moon. So 551 is our net cash flow every month, okay? Over a 5-year period, that's £33,000. Right, we're going to make nothing on the back end, but do we care? We turn a massively upside down property to £40,000 in profits just by looking at the terms and conditions of the mortgage, just by looking on the deal and saying, okay, this is a cheap mortgage, we can make massive cash flow, let's make the money from that.
Do we move any tenants in here?
No.
Do we do any repairs?
No.
Any voids?
No.
Cracking deal. So we showed you a couple of examples. Now we're going to show you an example which is a traditional purchase, because most of us here will understand that, you know, you buy a property with a mortgage. So this is an example of us buying a property with a mortgage. Jane owned Jellicoe Avenue, and she had, the value was 160, and she had a mortgage outstanding of £24,000. And what she wanted to do was to sell the property and go and buy a caravan to put on some land that she owns and see out her days with her horses and her grandchildren. We asked her what she wanted, and we identified what she needed. What she wanted was 160. What she needed was to pay off the mortgage, sell the property and buy the caravan. So we agreed with her to give her what she needed. What that was that we agreed to pay her £110,000 now, which paid off the mortgage, bought the caravan, some money in the bank. And then we agreed that we would give her another £25,000 later, some way down the road. We call this some now, some later. She agreed that she would accept 110 now and 25 later, because it did exactly what she wanted to do, go and buy the caravan. So I went off down the bank, and based on a purchase of, a value of 160, raised a mortgage of 120, gave her the 110, and I walked away with £10,000. So that looks like something like that. So we raised the money from the bank, gave her most of that, kept a bit back, and then we gave her a little bit later on. That's the 25,000 that she wanted later. And we used a little nibbling technique to nibble back some of that money for early settlement. That's the house. It's a 3-bedroomed ex-council house down in Kent. The reason why we agreed 135 in total for that is because this house here. Tell us very quickly about that.
That was a private property with a local estate agent. So when we were sort of searching for the value of that property, we looked at next door. It was for sale for 135, and it wasn't sold. That needed lots of work though. So, but this property that we're buying was in brilliant condition. The property had carpets that thick. It was a Roman Egyptian that lived in the property, so they like to look after their properties. Each internal door was worth about £1,000. Tiles were imported from Italy, so kitchen was top spec. So when you move in, you say, well, I can't believe this is an ex-council house. You know, it feels like a 5-star hotel. So it was a brilliant, brilliant decoration inside. And when we were negotiating, we were using the private house as a comparable. What a great comparable, isn't it? So that's what we agreed the price based on. So I actually offered her 145 if she was happy to wait for the later bit longer time, like 10 years. And I offered her 25 if she was happy to wait for 5 years. She went for the 5-year option. She decided to take the 110 now to enable her to do what she wanted to do, and another £25,000 within a 5-year period, but no later than 5 years. Okay?
So Jane came to the office. This is Jane and this is Mesud. Is there a love child in the middle? Actually, Jane did love Mesud very much. She was really very keen on him, and she came into the office to collect her a little bit later on because she wanted an early settlement from us. And while she was there, she wrote a testimonial, and you see she's put there Doug and Mesud, and she spelt Mesud with a little love heart. She really did love him a lot.
I tend to attract older women.
Very, very happy lady. So we bought the property below market value, and we bought the property below market value using some flexibility around how we deliver the money. Some now, some later. So we sold it on an instalment contract. So Mesud, give us the numbers on that.
Now, this deal was quite an interesting one. My thinking pattern when I was selling this property was, if we can charge a quite high premium on a negative equity property, if our buyers are happy to pay such a high price for a massively negative equity property, why can't we charge 20%, 25% above market value for a property that we bought 20% below market value? So we bought it 20% below market value, and put a purchase price 25% above market value. So it cost us 120, and we sell it for 189,995. And that was a pure trial. Okay, I put it on Rightmove, £5,000 mortgage, no mortgage required, total purchase price 189,995, monthly cost £1,103. A couple of doctors, all the way from Luton, they noticed this ad and they loved the fact that they can own a 5-star ex-council house with £5,000 down and £1,100 a month. So their income was perfect. Their problem was they were new in the country and they couldn't get a mortgage because they've been living in the country only for 2 years, so they couldn't prove income, and they didn't have British residency. So we moved them in. Now we took £5,000 from them. Now we're making £606 net cash flow every single month. Also, because we bought the property so cheap, we're going to have £57,000 backhand profit. If the interest rate were to go up today, if the banks decided to change their tracker rate or standard variable rate, we even make more cash flow, because our rate is, our buyers mirror our rate. Usually it's a percentage and a half, 2 or 3% above our rate. Okay, so if our rate goes up, their rate goes up as well. Also, we don't have any voids whatsoever. Okay, no maintenance, no repairs, because we have buyers, not tenants. We have no fees. We even can charge late payment fees if somebody is late with their monthly payments. We have a little form.
How much you made on this property, Mesud?
Only £100,000. How many of you would like £100,000 per deal? How many of you really would like £100,000 per deal? Oh, that's lovely.
So
all you need to do is, one a year. One a year. Buy discounted, sell at a premium price on installment contract. That's simple. Buy discounted, sell on a premium price.
So let's look at the single document that we're using to either control or to purchase each property. So whether we're purchasing with a mortgage or whether we're just controlling on a babysit, we're using a single document called a JV contract or a joint venture agreement. The joint venture agreement is tailor-made for each and every deal.
When do we use this agreement, Doug?
Every single time.
Is that after we negotiated the deal?
We negotiate the deal on the table, sign the contract, deal done. They can actually hand it, in very many cases, once they sign the contract, they hand us the keys, they walk away from their problem.
So the deal is sealed?
Sealed with that, nothing else to do.
Tell us what's in it then.
Well, it enables us to take instant control over the property because it contains a power of attorney. The power of attorney is very, very strong. It enables us to do whatever we want to do with the property. We can sell it, we can live in it. Basically, we can do what we like with the property.
Is it only limited to this property?
It is only limited to the one property.
Excellent.
It determines the terms and conditions of the sale. It contains the length of the contract. It contains a lock-in agreement, and it contains a third-party authority. Third-party authority gives us authority to speak to the lender. If we're babysitting a property, babysitting the mortgage payments, this enables us to speak with the lender. We can gain some valuable information from the lender, the interest rate, the outstanding term, etc. But more importantly, it enables us to inform the lender that we are now making the payments on this mortgage, on this property. There is no lender in the land that will not accept third-party payments other than HSBC and JP Morgan. If you come up against one of them, you simply set up a joint bank account with the vendor, with the owner of the property. So let's just have a look at the 5 simple steps that we take to using instalment contracts.
Find a motivated seller. How do we find a motivated seller? Well, there are plenty of them out there. I mean, you just can do a good or Rightmove search and find properties that have been on the market for a long time, listed by 5 or 6 agents. Just go and knock on the door. Simple as that. Control or buy with a single legal document. JV contract. I love it. It's such a brilliant contract. You will never get gazumped. Okay. Also, find a buyer. We use nowadays Rightmove. It's the best way. It gives you credibility. It's such a great tool to find buyers, motivated buyers, first-time buyers. Sell on use an installment contract and make shed loads of money.
Let's have a recap what we spoke about tonight then. So we first of all we looked at what is an instalment contract. Hopefully you have a better idea what an instalment contract is now. How we're making massive profits from every deal. We showed you some real life examples. We showed you a couple of babysits, a couple of lemons. And we showed you how we're buying and controlling property using the single document, the JV agreement. That's about it. Just very quickly to recap. If anybody here is interested in learning more about instalment contracts, there are various ways you can do that. One of those is that we are running a 2-day workshop in November, on the 9th and 10th of November in London. It's we call it the Ultimate Instalment Contract Masterclass. We'll very quickly go through that. So, and then those of you that are not interested, sing to yourself. On day 1, we're going to start off with the mindset of the investor. My favourite subject. I've been studying personal development for 40 years from some of the world's leading personal development coaches. How to buy property with little or no money down, and how to control property with no money. You learn the entire buying and selling process step by step. How to sniff the profits in any and every deal. 101 ways to market for sellers. Obviously you need to find some motivated sellers. And live deal structuring and a whole raft more. Day 2.
On the second day, we're going to show you how to do step-by-step structuring of an installment contract. Once you understand the installment contract and how to put the process together, you're going to make lots of money. Okay. Also, how to do your research and how to do your online tools. We have something called Deal Analyzer. If you don't know how to structure a deal, you just use a Deal Analyzer. It's a beautiful thing. This side is the seller. This side is the buyer. At the bottom, it shows you profits. So you put the figures for the seller, how much you bought the property for, what's the current mortgage, what's the rate, how much does that cost you a month, are there any second lenders. Okay. On this side, you put how much you're going to sell it for, how much deposit you're going to charge, and it automatically calculates how much money you make. That's why we know exactly how much we make on every single deal. Okay, also we're going to show you how to do marketing for buyers. Well, we use Rightmove. We're going to show you a Rightmove demonstration and you're going to see how we get calls instantly. Also, we're going to show you how to find and convert buyers into satisfied homeowners. It's not about selling properties. We are selling an opportunity. If you have got the communication skills that we're going to teach you and show them that you are selling an opportunity to a first-time buyer, you're going to sell property every single time. Nowadays, we do get one call, one viewing, one sale. So you've got that potential. Also, we're going to show you how to build your professional team in creating wealth for life. I don't know whether some of you have tried to do lease option or installment contracts already, but the main stumbling block are the solicitors. You have to know how to manage the solicitors. You have to know how to lead them so you get your deals through as quick as possible, so your buyers don't pull out, your sellers don't get upset, and it doesn't cost you any money. So that's what we're going to spend on doing on day 2. Also, giveaway bonus, our best kept secret.
Keep it secret.
It is very secret. The secret that makes you 100 grand a deal.
So it's £697 plus VAT, and likewise as usual there's an early bird special offer. So if you come to the back of the room, we have some forms back there if you want to fill up your details or show your interest.
That's too cheap.
That's the price, £497 plus VAT for an early bird special. It's 9th and 10th of November. You can book onto that website.
It's only if you book it today by 10 o'clock, yeah? After 10 o'clock it's 697 plus VAT.
And some bonuses that we're giving away is so you get the complete legal pack. That's not just these documents, but every single document that you will ever need to do this strategy. That's given away for free with the workshop. Access to our closed Facebook group. That's included a 30-day email support, because you're going to need some support after the workshop, so we do a bit of hand holding after that. Quick numbers, because Charles waiting to throw us off. Come on quickly.
This is few of our profits that we've done. This is real proof, screenshot from our bank accounts.
Numbers.
£29,000, that's 51. Here was another 50 grand. This is a student that has done their first deal. They're very happy. They made 45 grand on that deal. This is Alan, another student, just sent me a text message how happy he's done a deal. He did 65 grand on his deal. So thank you for listening. Any questions?
Questions at the back of the room,
Questions at the back of the room, I think.
Questions
yes.
at the back of the room, please.
Thank you for listening.
We're here all night. So
Thank you very much, Doug. Thank you, Mesud. That's very, very good. And who knew about instalment contracts before? 2, 3. Oh, a few. Well, a lot more of you do now. Very, very good way of doing it. If you can get that system right, you're doing very well. Right, we're running a little bit over. Do apologise. Just got a few more announcements. PIN meetings. The next Swansea PIN meeting is Thursday the 24th of October. Please put that in your diaries. Book in now. The website's available now. We've got some great speakers. We've got Paul Ribbons, and he's going to be talking about finding great deals, and he's also going to be talking about auctions, because that's his speciality. Then we have Ian Clark from Glide, and he's going to be talking about easy bills, especially for student HMOs, ordinary HMOs, and also using smart meters. He's got free smart meters to give away. So we've got 38 PIN meetings around the country. Closest ones are in Cardiff, Bristol and Cheltenham, and of course you want to come to the Swansea PIN. We've got a few more PIN meetings just launching, so if you know anyone in the area or are investing in the area, encourage them to come along to get to know everybody. Reading, Kettering, that's in Northampton, and Harrogate, they're all coming up very, very soon. Few programs now we've got coming up. Sunday the 20th of October we've got the Property Investing Quick Start. That's the one-day program, and that's a really good overview if you're just starting out. And then we've got the next Mastermind Accelerator in November. We've got our annual formal meal. So this is the 10th anniversary of the Property Investors Network, so this is going to be a very, very big dinner and networking event on 30th of November in Birmingham. You can book in on the website. You have to do that soon because it will